Shed here.
Got shed.
This is an unannounced live broadcast. Normally we do give notice on our Facebook group, but we've just been so busy this week. We've had a few machines to get through.
Yeah, been flat out.
So there's Graham over there.
G'day, how's everyone going?
What are you up to?
Well, we stripped down the playfield, the old playfield of the Space Odyssey yesterday for parts. And so I'm just sorting out all the switches and things at the moment just to give me something to do. A few little good parts, but nothing. But the main thing we got out of the game was steppers. So we got probably 4, maybe 5 steppers out the whole game, which was very handy. Not just for the actual step, but for the coils as well. And plus we got 2 flippers, mechs, coils, a whole lot. Bumpers, 2 bumpers.
Oh, swinging target.
Swinging target, yeah. They although we've been very lucky, we've never had to really repair one of them, but we've got a couple of them laying around now, just in case. So I'm sure they do break down every now and then. And just the usual, we've got a bucket load of posts and old plastics and things, and yeah, nothing too exciting. A lot of it could be chucked, but some things you can keep.
So we carried out the autopsy on this game. I think it was Thursday. Yeah, it was. It's Saturday here now. This was given to us as part of a deal when 6 machines were bought in December last year.
Actually, we were thinking about not even taking the wreck game. But we're just too lazy. Then I thought, no, I better take it.
Yeah, the motorboard had,
it had been eaten by rats.
Rats and things, and the cabling and everything. It just wasn't worth saving. So hopefully the parts that we've got will save another machine.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, saving games. You might wreck one and people are going to go, oh, gee, you shouldn't have wrecked that, but that's going to save another 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure, I've got the orientation right on this, but I'm not sure if it's going to come up in landscape or portrait mode. I've got the phone in landscape, but what I might do, I'll just turn it round. Yeah, that might be a bit better. Okay, so Rory Shan said hi Rory.
Hey Rory.
And Santi Pro is there. So just over the last week or so, we've completed a couple of other jobs. We've completed the Williams Fantastic.
Yeah, which turned out very nice.
And we just had the customer on the phone just before we started this broadcast. He's coming to get that.
Hopefully Monday.
Yeah. Hi, Tony from Melbourne.
Tony.
Paige Hamilton. Hi, Paige. So he's coming to get that up maybe later today or Monday, which is good. We need the room.
Oh, we need a lot of room.
We've just finished, well, not 100% finished, but we've got Klondike up and playing again now. That's Graham's machine.
The machine actually works all the time. It's just that every now and then we take something off it to replace it or repair it or just to clean it up.
Yeah, that's it.
So sometimes it's working and then the other day it's not working. And
we'll give you another look at that in a minute. Paige Hamilton subscribed and liked. Thank you very, very, very much. If you're new to our channel, welcome. We have over 300 videos on our channel, mostly to do with repairs.
Yep.
There are some interviews with people.
A couple of pinball show ones.
Pinball show ones and some private collection ones. Generally, we're based in Australia, g'day. We have kangaroos and Holden cars. Well, we don't have Holden cars anymore. They're gone.
No.
So, yeah, that's what we do. It's we specialise in EM pinball machines. Graham's been doing it for 40 years. I've been working with him for 10, so we've got 50 years experience between the two of us.
Yes.
And God, don't we know it. When I first met him, he had a full head of hair. Good God.
It's not good now.
Yeah, not good now. The other game we just finished was Kingpin. That's the second Kingpin we've had this year.
Yeah, we're just waiting on plastics.
And yeah, it's all completed. And the customer, we had the plastics had it, especially the one at the top.
Yeah, and the
snapped in half.
And the bumper caps as well.
And new bumper caps. So he's ordered them from overseas in the USA, and they're already on their way to us. So they're getting shipped straight to here. The other job that we started just yesterday, well, we started it about 2 months ago, actually, but we finally got the cabinet back. We had the cabinet repaired, is Gottlieb's Ice Show from 1965.
Yeah, very happy with that. It pretty well played.
I'll show you all these machines in a minute. And that had to have a cabinet repair, not a new cabinet repair, because the owner transported it, unfortunately, on the back of a pickup truck, and he didn't have the head off it. He left it on, and the wind caught the back of it and ripped the head clean out of the game. He's really, really, really lucky he didn't break the
back glass.
The back glass.
Yeah.
So we're in the middle of doing that. And the other job we've got underway, we've done all the mech boards. So we've done the insert with the head light box. We've done the motor board. And we've got to do the playfield. Yeah, we've got to do the playfield on majorettes, Graham?
Yes, we haven't touched the playfield at all.
Okay, rightio.
But pretty well everything else is done.
We'll be doing that in the near future.
Very shortly.
Yeah, sooner than later. And when we get rid of Fantastic, which you can just see over my shoulder there.
What are we going to put there?
That'll be Jungle Queen that those people wanted done.
Not the one we got there.
We told them about 2 weeks, and I think we'll be pretty well. We probably should contact those people this morning and organise them to bring it round.
Yeah,
next week.
Someday next week. Yeah.
So, and we've also got another Jungle Queen out there to do. 2 Jungle Queens. My God, 32 score reels. I'm glad Graham does all the reels.
Yeah, great fun.
Why can't they be Jungle Princesses?
Yeah.
Or better still, wedge heads like Ice Show and majorettes and Kingpin. We love wedge heads.
Light up scoring might be better. Wood rails.
Yeah.
Specialise in that.
Yeah, specialise in those. We've mentioned this many, many times, and I think anyone that watches us regularly knows that we're hobbyists. We're not a business. In Australia, to be a business, you have to hold what they call an ABN, which is an Australian business number. We don't have one of those because we're not a business.
No.
So we're not a proprietary limited or an LLC, as they call it in the States. We're simply hobbyists, and we don't have a bank account, and we do a lot of times put our own money into this, and
it's what you do to help people.
To help people out. Hopefully we get that money back. So one thing we recently did, we had to buy a new solder station, and this is it here. I'll just show it to you when I can. There it is. So we went for the Weller. Now, the Weller station seems to be quite good. We're fairly pleased with it. We only started using it the other day. I was gifted in America in 2022 by a guy called John Peterson a Wen gun. I'm just trying to find that for you now. It's a bit dusty. Just might have to give it a bit of a clean. And I'll show it to you. A bit of... And he gave me that so we can do lamp sockets. You know, when you're soldering in a lot of lamp sockets.
Not on playfield swap mainly.
Yeah, on playfield swaps. And we used it a little bit on the Abracadabra. It's a damn heavy thing. I'll show it to you. Here it is here. It's that. I mean, that's, I don't know, that'd weigh, I don't know, a couple of pound,
Yeah.
a few kilo. But look at the tip of it, you know, it's really a really good gun. So because that's American, my friend Craig had to work out wattages and everything, and he got us a great step down transformer so we can plug it in because it's got the American type plug-in. Just for those of you guys in the States that don't know, our plugs we use here are a 3-pin plug like this. There. So that's the earth there, and then you've got your live, your active and neutral wires go on there. So we've always used those type of things. So yeah, so we had to invest in that. That cost us $250. I bought that via Amazon, and I'm going to also get a Weller hand-held soldering gun as good use, because the soldering, I beg your pardon, the soldering iron, not a gun, you know, they're like your left arm in fixing pinball machines. You really got to have them, for sure and certain. Graham's just sorting out some of those parts and that we did the other day. I mean, we really, really, really need to do something about our parts, particularly our small parts like snowshoes and springs for step units, the rivets that go in them. Yeah. We've got them in the big cupboard here. I mean, there's all our rubbers. I think we've shown you that before. We've got to keep our eye on them. We've generally been buying our rubbers off Pinball Life or PBR.
And there's heaps more in the cupboard as well.
Yeah, we've got more in the cupboard. So that shelf was purpose built. It's a shelf with those like containers fitted into it. They actually come out.
Yeah, we're going to have a quick look in the shelf, in the cupboard.
Oh, I don't know if we should let them look in our cupboard.
For a while, I haven't done what's in it myself.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so you can see we've got several shelves. This was also purpose built for us about 2 years ago.
That's just some other rubbers we've got.
We're going to buy some of those little plastic containers that are with drawers in them to keep small stuff in.
We've got light sockets.
Oh, we've got plenty of lamp sockets.
More there.
Yep, they cost a lot of money to have from the States.
Bits and pieces, just like brand new parts.
Yeah. Graham tends to know everything that's in here. You know, I know all the new stuff, but he knows all the old stuff.
That's for our lightning ball.
Oh, right. Yeah, we've got that to do.
Okay, we've got some of them in the other day. If anyone local wants to get them, they're off their...
Spirit of 76, the
Spirit of 76.
Plastics that always break. We bought some of those.
So if anyone pick up only from the goat shed, they're just, someone sent us the leg protectors.
Oh, we got some samples from a guy in China. Yeah, I'm not sure what we'll do about that. What's that? Oh, there's a spare can of PBR grease.
Yeah. These are just little parts like there's switch separators, shoulder screws off the steppers, rivets.
Not the steppers. Yeah. This is the stuff we need to get in little containers.
That's just the Williams score reels. Someone's 3D printed them for us, I think.
Oh, yeah, they're actually Williams / Bally. I think they were Bally, yeah.
Well, that's a solid state switch.
Yeah, with a diode on it.
Chuck that. Other switches and things.
Got all sorts of stuff. Let's go out in the other room and we'll show you what else we've got going on.
What's happening out there.
You'll be amazed. We are, constantly. Look at that, it's raining here today.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the back deck there where we run our training courses, social events.
Spanky's been through me garbage again with the beer cans.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I told him about that.
Yeah.
Can't help himself.
So it's fall here in Australia, where it's spring in the United States. There's one of our goat shed signs there on the front. We're getting more of those made, people. It'll probably be about maybe 6 to 8 weeks.
Yep. But it's happening.
And we'll get them. They'll be available for sale for $25 each, shipped to the USA.
Or pick up local.
Oh, yeah, pick up local, a little cheaper. Here's Gottlieb's ice show that we're doing. You can see it's been painted. What Graham did with the neck, so we sent the cabinet away to get repaired. We subcontract that work now. We don't have the time to do it.
It's just too much work.
So the guy does it, and he undercoats it, and then puts the webbing on it or speckling, whatever's needed.
And usually he brings it back, and I do the pattern. But the customer was humming and hawing about it, and so he can probably do it himself if he so desires.
Yeah, sure. Chuck says, they say a poor workman blames his tools, but it really was my cheap, crappy soldering iron that was giving me poor results. Yeah, well, that's true. And when you solder people, you've got to remember there's preparation, particularly where you've got oxidised wires and things like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to use flux. We've got a big, thick solder we use out there, which has got flux in it. And, it's good stuff. Real good shit. But, yeah, here's the playfield of Ice Show. Unfortunately, there are a few marks on it here. But, we're not into that. We don't do that. But all the plastics are really good. So we'll get that. We're going to get that. We started troubleshooting yesterday.
And we're pretty happy with the results.
We're going to do a video on it. We had one problem and we believe we've fixed it. We had, when the 10s operated, the 100s operated as well. And the 9 carryover switch had got bent.
Permanently stuck.
Yeah, it was stuck closed. We don't know how that happened. We blame Spanky.
Yeah.
Here's Kingpin we're doing. It's finished. We did this machine about 4 or 5 years ago for a gentleman. Once we fixed it for him, he then on-sold it to someone else, and the guy that bought it off him has brought it to us to get fixed. He bought it, and it didn't work. Something stopped working on it. So what had occurred was that we did a few minor repairs for the owner, and the owner then decided to paint it. So it's all been painted, and it doesn't look too bad. It sort of looks like it's been painted with a brush, actually. You can see the furry finish, and that generally indicates a brush, doesn't it? A roller, I'm sorry, yeah roller. A roller. Yeah. And
but it's okay.
He put a flipper kit in it, the owner, because we told him it needed one, and we didn't have one at the time. He said he had one. Well, anyway, you wouldn't credit it. The end of stroke switch, we've done a whole video on this, but I'll show you what happened to it. The end of stroke switch blew the pad out. Now, this is really, really rare. I've not sort of seen this before. So we'll just show you that. Very, very strange. Because he complained about the right flipper wasn't working. Well, he wasn't wrong, it wasn't. So here's the end of stroke switch. You can see the switch pad.
Yeah, was been pressed on.
There, that's pressed in. The one opposite it, which is here,
completely empty.
It's gone. So there's no end of stroke switch. There, I'll open it up so you can see it. How's that? Gone. So we fixed that, and what else do we do on this? Oh, hey, the pop bumper spoons weren't quite adjusted right.
One of the score reels was needed a bit of work.
Oh, yeah, and when you turned it on, the 10K score reel pulled straight in. What had happened, someone's fiddled with a score reel, and they've put the switch lifter thing in the wrong spot. So the running out switch, the middle switch, was permanently closed.
Also, the 100 reel wasn't resetting properly at start-up, so we fixed that too.
Anyway, if you want to have a look at what we did to that, have a look at our video, please.
Yep.
We went to the trouble of making that for you. Here's Graham's Klondike over here.
It's a bit dusty.
We've got 4 machines in the goat shed all set up, ready to play. They all play. We've never had that in the 10 years I've been here.
Yeah.
Anyway, Klondike, the story with this is Graham always wanted one of these. Anyway, last Christmas we got one for him through our new apprentice, Kyle. He bought 6 machines. What did he buy? He bought a Buccaneer.
Yeah.
He bought a Pro Football.
A triple action.
Klondike, triple action.
Hit the deck.
And one more. Casanova.
Did you buy that Pro Football? We didn't.
Yeah, Pro Football, Casanova.
Oh, Casanova,
Yeah.
Which one of my brother's mates has got at the moment, so
Yeah.
he loves it.
Yeah, it was just a cheapie. We got it going for the guy.
He actually wants another machine now.
Oh, does he?
That's what happens. You get one, you want more.
We're selling Klondike.
Yeah, he'll be dreaming.
Yeah. So we've done all the back of that.
Yep.
Or everything in the back. And
every unit's been rebuilt. And
got new pop bumper kits for it. So they're going to have to be fitted. And we've put all new relay brackets in, or Graham's done most of that.
Yeah, and I've got to buy, I'll get new targets, of course. Got to get two new bumpers. Of course, as you can see, a lot of people don't realise that these are off centre, these bumper caps. If you can see the screw holes there instead of at the front. And so basically what they've done, they've taken the inside out and they've turned it. So I've got to do the same because if I put on them bumper caps, it's going to be on an angle. The right one's going to be on an angle. So I've got to actually cut out the centre and spin it around and reattach it and to make it look like that. But except the screw holes are there. So it's a bit of mucking around, but we'll get there. And just a little thing, I've got to replace all these little white buttons. That's nothing. But actually, I'm very lucky because someone's already touched up the playfield and they've mylar'd it. So I was even talking to the guy that done the mylar, and he said, "Don't take it off." And I said, "I'm not taking it off. It's all good." And
right,
just little things like, as we said, like very lucky the plastics are brand new, and so just needs a good clean up. And of course, the motorboard is absolutely disgusting. So we've got to go for all that as well because I want it to not only play well, but look well and easy to service when it does need problems.
So with the motorboard, viewers will take the motorboard out of the game, we'll remove all the mechs off it,
yep.
And we'll sand the motorboard down and then revarnish it.
And all the cards too will get redone, or the stickers saying what relays what, we'll get all that redone.
Yeah, so it'll be nice and it'll be a good showpiece and it'll go live inside.
I'll do all the black again, I'll paint all that, and
okay.
All the side ones are going to get polished up. Whatever.
Yep.
And
so the cabinet's already been painted.
Yeah. It's a good job. It's been done a while ago, but it's held up.
It's fairly nice.
Yeah.
A few scratches on it,
but it never was an overly pretty machine, Klondike. Great game, but not overly pretty. But but when it was new, it was pretty.
Now here's Kyle's superstar. Now it's really funny. When I say it's really funny, we laugh. Our friend Kyle bought this in South Australia. Now South Australia is the next state west of New South Wales where we live. So it's probably made a trip of around, I don't know, 800, 900 kilometres to come over here. So he bought it like sight unseen. A guy did look at it and say it looks okay. And the owner had done a considerable amount of work on it.
Yeah.
But it's like anything. Every pinball machine people buy where someone says, oh, it works perfectly. When you learn and know about pinball machines like we do here in the Goat Shed, as soon as we got it, we checked every step unit. They were all not working properly. Even though, like the ball count unit...
Even though the game was working, it was playable and everything.
It was playable, but it was going to fail sooner and later. Yeah. Like the ball count unit wasn't right. The replay...
Just little things annoying you.
Yeah, replay unit.
A couple of bumpers weren't hitting real good.
Yeah.
So we've got to do them again.
And then just the other day, when we were checking it after servicing the ball count unit, it didn't go from ball 5 to ball 4. You know, Williams count backwards. They go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unlike Gottlieb, was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, except at a ball.
Yes.
And we heard the score motor wasn't running right. It was running slow.
And the ball didn't kick out.
And the ball didn't kick out. I said, oh, it must, you know, when something like that happens.
Because I heard it when the machine first coming in, because I remember when I was a kid, these counting down these rollover buttons sounded fantastic, like do. But this is
really quick.
This is going do.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh, that's not right.
So the score motor, what we did, you could feel the score motor, the cams, they weren't running very well. Now, we did a live Facebook thing the other day and actually illustrated all that, so I won't go through that again. Some of you may have seen that. And really, it would have been nice if we could have done a video on the fault, but time didn't permit, and it all happened very quickly, and he wanted to get it going and get it home. It's not even supposed to be here. It's not our machine. But what was up was that we had to remove we took the switch stacks with 2 screws just off the top of the cams, which Williams is good, you can do that, because we thought the switch stacks might have been giving too much pressure and causing resistance. But it spun quite fine. But you'd be turning the cams and all of a sudden the cams would just lock.
Yeah.
You couldn't move it. Now, any of you that know anything about these score motors, they work on centrifugal force where two little bits come together. There's a pin there, 2 pins and 2 pins. They lock together, that one moves in and it spins, it can move around and they come out. When it was coming out, it was jamming against the side of the frame of the score motor, the chassis. Well, someone had worked on it before, you could tell, because the way it had been put back together. And the bearing that particular gear spins on was not seated correctly.
Yeah.
Somehow. Now, we did see a bearing come out once. I've forgotten about that till just then.
Yeah,
Remember that?
That was floating around, yeah.
Yeah, floating around. So we've actually seen this before. What we did to remedy it, we were able to get a pair of vice grip pliers and, clamp it
And pressed it together.
down and press it back together. And there was a little bit of a burr on the end of the shaft. We just got a hobby file and filed it down. But don't be frightened of score motors. They come apart, but they are a bit of a mongrel because the way they're put together with these brass tubing, and I think it's 3/8, and I really, really wanted to go and get some, but he was in too big a hurry to do it because we need to do it. We need to start doing it right. We put screws through them, and most people do, but if you buy a kit, which you can for those motors, you can buy those off the Pinball resource in Poughkeepsie in New York, off Steve Young. The motors were made by a company called Multi Products.
Yeah.
And they are in, I think I'm going to say this right, Racine, Wisconsin. And Steve Young owns the rights to sell the parts or something or other, because I don't think Multi Products exist. Every pinball machine manufacturer used them. We were just talking about Space Odyssey there. It's got one of those swinging targets, like a lot of Williams games had right in the middle of the playfield. It's driven by a motor. Guess what it is? Multi-products motor. Now, the other project we've got underway still is...
under all the junk?
Yeah. Lightning ball. Just move... hang on. Here it is. Lightning ball.
From 1959.
Yeah, 1959.
Yep.
It's younger than me, Graham, that game.
Jesus.
And younger than you too.
It is.
Gee. We've had that on the go for a while. We've had a few...
No, it's older than me.
Oh, sorry, it is older than you.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we trying to say? Yeah, okay. I feel bad.
Oh.
Yeah, we're getting a new playfield overlay made for it. In other words, we've had the playfield scanned, sanded back, putting an overlay on. We had to buy new inserts for it, and PBR were out of stock for those for a while. We've got them, but when we've looked at them, they've got sort of like an embossed lettering in them. So we've got to look at what's going on there, whether...
I'm going to take a sample one and just sand it down.
Whether we've ordered the wrong part or... They make 2 types, or I'll have to.
Some didn't have it.
I'll have to email them and see.
And the funny thing is, they're all different letters.
Yeah, if I've screwed up, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, I'll blame you.
Yeah, I don't know if we got one. If we can show anyone, there might be someone in here viewing that knows all about it.
Yeah.
But there's our big. For those of you that have never seen it, there's our. That's cut on a what do you call it? A CNC machine. That's our big goat shed sign.
It's by Cartman that got that done.
Yeah,
and our resident painter Linda on the painting.
Yes,
from Lynn Art. Lynn Fine Art. Yes, can be found on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. Never looked her up.
Yes.
Yeah. So we mentioned a little while ago we're going to get more of them signs made.
Yeah.
Anyone here viewing interested in one of them signs? I'd appreciate if you'd say so. We have to buy 100 signs. It's the only way we can buy them. And so far, we've only got orders or commitment, not orders. People...
But we will be getting them.
30 or 32 or something, and you can knock 50% off that. So we've probably only really sold 15. So if anyone here interested in one of those,
And the last lot we got went pretty quick, actually.
let us know. Yeah, because as I say, it'll be a little while till we get them yet. Just a little while longer.
But they are coming.
Yes, they are coming. There's another. We mentioned Jungle Queen earlier. There's another one right there. Look at that. The stencil on it's really crap.
Actually, Kim, the other side's near perfect.
Yeah, I noticed. It's so funny. So a guy bought that in. It's jumped the queue. Well, it hasn't jumped the queue. We told him, there's the head box of it. It doesn't look half as bad. And the playfield to the left, that's, what's that?
That's majorettes.
That majorettes, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And in that plastic bag, that's the back box of majorettes, the inside.
Oh, yeah, you can just see her.
And the motorboard up there, that's majorettes. So it's everywhere.
Parts everywhere.
And that box there is stuff that's taken off a dropper card playfield that's getting painted at the moment.
And that blue cabinet there, that's Midway's Whirlybird, the helicopter trainer game from 1969. We've had that, sad to say, about 4 years.
Yeah, we've got to get
We had
it
a new cabinet made, and we
But
just
every time we want it, some people bring more machines in.
we just got too many machines to deal with. So that's what's going on in our life. What's happening in yours, viewers? Anything exciting? Anyone got any projects underway that they want to talk about? Tony Chapman says, you'll grab another sign at Pinfest if there's any left. Yeah, that's fine, Tony. I'll make sure I hold one onto you.
We'll actually take a few to Pinfest. So
Yeah.
Any pre-orders we can drop off at Pinfest.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Chuck one in with the chime unit. Oh, well, that's coming from Brett. Brett will give you that chime unit, and he knows about that. He's got it there for you.
All ready to go.
We made sure you got the good one, Tony.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that's just the back of
Yeah.
Ice Show.
Actually, those runners, we're going to change the bottom runners on the score rails as well. We're not happy with how they fit.
See the yellow runners. We only put the ones in the top. We didn't do the bottom.
But we're going to do the bottom now.
Yeah.
They don't take long to do. You just very fiddly.
You just punch them out, and there's a lot of people making those now. What is it, Thingiverse or something like that? I don't know. We haven't got a what do you call it, printer, 3D printer.
No.
But we know a lot of people that have.
Yep.
There's our address if anyone wants it, but it's supposed to have our email address on there, and
We're getting that done.
yeah, the girl forgot to do it, so I don't know. It's hard to get hired help, good hired help.
Yeah.
But we do have an email address if anyone wants to contact us, and that email address is contact.goatshed@gmail.com.
Also, Kim, this is the playfield that we stripped Space Odyssey.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that's been in the mortuary.
Yeah, so
It's all stripped down and ready to go. It's all mylar, so we're going to strip the mylar off it.
we're going to take the mylar off, and looking at the playfield, it's going to be very, very nice.
Yeah.
So we're going to have it as a wall hanging, or if anyone's doing a playfield swap, it's probably going to be good enough for a playfield swap, I think.
Yeah, and anyone that's very observant might wonder that's Spanky's children.
Yes, it's got the twins,
Yeah, twins there.
and that's an uncle and a cousin.
Oh, all sorts of relations there, my God.
Well, I think they're more related than you know.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
Is that legal?
Where Spanky comes from, it is.
Oh, okay. What about the state of Tasmania?
Oh, anything's legal there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, we generally try and do these live broadcasts at the start of the month, but why didn't we do it last time?
Well, you had a training course.
No, this last week we had something on. I can't remember. There's Spanky there. Oh, and Skanky. Where did they come from? Oh, they heard we were doing a video and had to get in on the action, didn't they? Oh, dear. Any of you viewers new viewers, we have our mascot Spanky and his girlfriend Skanky there, and they've been tarted up by our friend Linda.
From Leonard.
And Spanky comes to the USA with me each time I go over, so he's now been to the USA 3 times.
Yes. He's been to Tasmania.
He's going to Tasmania again in August.
He's been to Brisbane about 3 times.
Coffs Harbour. He gets around. He's a well-travelled goat. And what he'll be doing next year, we'll be coming over to the States again, hopefully. Australians mightn't be so, yeah, we'll be planning another trip. I actually had a video call with my good friends, Will White, well-known pinball historian. Yesterday, John Osborne, well-known former Gottlieb designer. John worked there from 72 till 84, a 12-year tenure at Gottlieb. And my good friends, Martin and Lorelei Hirsch, who put up with me in San Diego. And that was good to catch up with those people. And Graham got to meet them this time because we did the video
Very nice
here
people.
in the goat shed.
Very nice people.
So plans are underway. I'm going to try and do a slightly different tour this time. I'd like to meet Ronnie and Joe from Lions Arcade, if that was possible, in Carolina. I think they're in South Carolina or North Carolina. I can never remember. I'd like to get over that way. And people are even trying to talk us into going next year to what was on last weekend in the United States, Allentown. My friend Craig that I travel with is looking into that. But there's so much to see and do.
Yeah.
I just don't know. And our other friend Kyle is talking about wanting to come over as well to the United States. I'm not sure if they'll let him in. He's got some funny tendencies.
Got to put it past the missuses too.
Oh, yeah, well, that's all right. I just tell my wife I'm going.
Yeah, you're old school.
Yeah. So that's what's been going on in the goat shed. I mean, we've just got so much to do.
So little time to do it.
So little time. Yeah, God knows how much time we've all got. But we enjoy it. It's what we do 6 half days a week. Keeps us away from the pub and bad women and goats. We have other interests, you know.
Drinking?
Drinking? Yeah. Oh, well, that's one, yeah. Yeah, no, I like to go to the beach. Although I've got a lot of sunspots, I've sort of laid off a bit this year. Sun cancers
It's a
can
killer
lead
in
to
Australia.
melanoma, can kill you.
It's the price you pay to live in Australia.
Yeah, it is the price you pay to live in Australia. When we were young, you know, you ran around with no shirt on, no hat.
Naked.
Just naked, yeah. Just about. Yeah. But anyway, as I said, weather's cooling down now. I think it was only 16 degrees when we started this video, which is about 60.8 degrees Fahrenheit. The Gottlieb guy, Mark in Texas, saying hello, in the middle of doing a 65 cowpoke.
Nice.
Well, we're in the middle of doing a 65 ice show. Restoration. So everyone, cowpoke is the attaboy game of Buckaroo.
There's a few versions.
Been watching our Roto Target videos because I'll be completely disassembling and servicing
Well,
that.
we've got a couple of them up.
Yeah, he said he's watched them, yeah. Well, that's good. Roto targets are pretty simple to do, but there's just a couple of things you've got to look out for, and one of the main things is you've got to make sure you've got good upstroke on the coil going into the plunger to let that really spin, and you've got to make sure you've got a little bit of play in the shaft. You've got to just have about 1/8 of an inch play. A lot of people tighten it up too tight and it rubs. So when you put that back together, we illustrate that in our video. So that's an interesting project you got going there, Mark. Did you go to the Texas Pinball Show, Mark? That was on just, 3 weeks ago? And as I said, Allentown last week, and I think next week we've got the Golden State is on, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, next weekend, the Golden State. Is that at Lodi? Yeah, was there on Saturday. Okay, cool. So yeah, my friends John Osborne and his wife are going, and my other friends Lorelei and Martin are travelling from San Diego to that Lodi show. I think that's the one near the capital of California, which is Sacramento. Is that right? Yeah, Sacramento. So they tell me that's a pretty good show, and then there's another one on in October. I can't think where that is, and I can't think of the name of it at the moment. But anyway, you're lucky over there in the States. You have so many pinball shows. So in Australia, as I mentioned, we've got the state of Tasmania, which is the one sort of off the map. That's on in August. So Graham and Spanky and a couple of the guys from here are going down there. And then we have our Pin Fest here in September, I think the third week in September. And then there's one they have in West Australia. I can't think when that's on. That's apparently a really big one. But we tend to get more of the electromechanical games, and really that's our interest. But appreciate the people out there are interested in the modern games. My friend just bought what's the latest machine from Steel? Was it King Kong or something?
King Kong.
Yeah, so Martin just bought a King Kong.
It's supposed to be pretty good.
He's telling us about it. Yeah. I don't keep up with all those things.
Yeah.
Okay, there might be a Gottlieb guy, Mark says there might be one in Houston, Texas in October. There's also a good show in Seattle every year where I used to live. Well, what do they call that one, Mark? Is that in Seattle? I flew from Chicago to San Diego via Seattle, so I was in Seattle Tacoma Airport for about 2 hours back in October. I didn't get to see. I would have liked to have gone into the city to see the Needle, and if I had been a bit more forward thinking, I could have probably stayed overnight in Seattle for a night or two and had a little look around. Another friend of mine, well-known guy on Pinside, Tim Meehan, he's a really experienced pinball guy, electromechanical. He lives in Seattle somewhere. Tony's on his way to Sydney to pick up a Theatre of Magic, and he's going to sleep over with some in Gundagai.
Yeah, that's another good game.
Yeah. U of M Hockey, you should look into the Ann Arbor Pinball Museum. They're open. Well, U of M Hockey, I've been lucky. I've been there 3 times. Yeah. We know Clay, and we often stop in Ann Arbor or in that area. We normally stop at a place called Whitmore Lakes, which isn't very far from the VFW, and we go there. And last October when I was in the States, we went there again, and Clay actually invited us to his house, which he doesn't live too far from the museum, and we went there and had a little look around. And yes, he's got some fantastic machines. I'd done a little video of it there. He got stuck up me because I forgot to mention all the Zachariah machines. It's in another room. I forgot all about it. But it's a fabulous place. All the machines have got new back glasses in them. They all play wonderfully well. He's got a team of volunteers that go in. They're there all the time. 30 minutes from you? Okay. Yeah, it's great. I can't think of the name of the area it is. It's not Ann Arbor. It's got another name, and it's off an old interstate. It's a real creepy drive up a dirt road in the middle of the night when we go there.
Hear banjos?
And yeah, no, I don't think there's any banjos up there. Yeah. I myself, I was talking to a gentleman the other day. You talk about machines. I'm quite partial to a lot of the Williams 60s games. So I already own...
They're great games.
Full House, 1966. I already own Magic City from 1967, which was my latest acquisition. Yeah, Brighton, you're right, it is, man. Yeah, it is Brighton. I own a Williams Soccer from 1964. And I've always wanted another Williams game. I've got 9 machines in my collection all up. We rearranged my garage in December last year to get Magic City, and I thought I'd have to sell a machine. I've got a 2-car garage and double garage, as we call it. And I got 9 pinball machines on one side, and the wife's car lives on the other, and my car lives outside in the weather. But I really used to enjoy playing Moulin Rouge. I first started playing pinball in '63, and Tropic Isle, which I do own, is one of my favourite games because it's the very first game I ever played at Gottlieb's Tropic Isle, the monkey machine. And we had other games like Williams Heat Wave, Williams...
well, Williams Kingpin was another good one.
Yeah, well, that was, but I didn't play that. Williams Heat Wave, Moulin Rouge, Williams Apollo, which I've also got one of those.
And what about Riverboat?
Magic City, and yeah, the last one I was going to mention was Riverboat, Alpine Club.
Yeah, Alpine was a great game.
But I always like playing Riverboat, and every time I go over to the States, we normally go somewhere where they've got a Riverboat, and I think Riverboat 64, 65, and I've got the opportunity to buy one. I've got to go down to Sydney, so Graham and I will jump in the car, maybe even one day next week, yeah, and go down to Sydney.
Go and have a look.
Have a look, and we've also found a guy that he's got two North Stars. We repaired both of them for him about maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
One's in beautiful condition.
One's in really good nick, and I bet you that's not the one he's selling. The other's not so good. So and this particular guy also recently did up a Bally Balls Are Popping. He done that all on his own. We're going to go and have a look at that, see how it's come up, because we know one of the machines. He's got two.
Yeah.
And we know one of them.
And he made a good one out of both of them.
So they only live like 5 minutes away from each other. So we'll jump in the car and go down to Sydney, have a day out, have some lunch, maybe.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So Riverboat, yeah, I'll have a look at that. He wants a lot of money for it. I'm not prepared to pay the money he wants. And I probably will have to sell one of my machines to make room for it. And which one to sell, I don't know. It'll probably be Sing Along, because I was going to sell Sing Along when I got Magic City, and I didn't sell it.
It's a shame because it's not too bad a game. But
Phil Crow says he know the guy with Balls Are Popping. Yeah, his name's Steve. Steve someone or other. I just can't.
Emerton,
Steve.
Emerton, is it?
Yeah, Emerton.
Emerton, yeah.
Around Phil's from the United Kingdom, not the United States, the United Kingdom. Our good friends in the UK. Australia and the UK have always got a big banter playing sport like cricket. You know, we have the Ashes. I think it's our turn to have the Ashes this year. I'm not sure. And got a lot of friends in the UK. I even drink with he's an Australian, but he lived in Maidenhead, Phil. This guy, his name's, you won't believe his name's Smith, Jeff Smith. He lived in Maidenhead, and when he was 5 years old, he moved back to Australia recently, and we've become friends in the pub. Not that close of friends, but he buys drinks. So yeah, pinball machines, they're fabulous. I feel sorry for the people that couldn't enjoy the electromechanical games, but that's why we have these pinball shows, to let the young ones see. And it's amazing at the Pinfest to stand back and watch younger kids or even adults,
especially kids under 10. They
no idea.
Yeah, they love it. They don't
no idea.
They don't know what they're doing, but they enjoy doing it.
Yeah. So I mean, Graham's got. We're not going to put anything in this year, are we?
Yeah.
Are we? What are we going to put in?
If we can't get the
lightning ball.
Yeah, but if we can't get the lightning ball going, we're probably going to put Klondike in.
Oh, righty. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a big effort to pack up your pinball machine.
But Kyle will probably be putting something in.
Yeah, we've got our apprentice Kyle.
And maybe Brett will too.
Oh, he is, yeah. So there'll be 3 machines sort of from the goat shed, more or less.
A lot of them come here just before the goat shed for a tune-up anyway. Yeah.
Anyway, Phil, if you know that guy, apparently he's got them all going, and he bought 2. He bought one off Michael Shalhoub, and he bought another off this guy up here called Mark Hanlon. Mark was going to do it up. Graham and I had a bit of a look at it several years ago. It was a bit of a mess. And
it needs a lot of work.
We gave Mark some instruction on what to do. And, Steve, that's him, Steve Emerton. Yeah, you got it almost right. An M instead of an N for Nelly. Yeah. And he's getting the playfield all done up
professionally painted.
professionally done. He sent it to some guy in Melbourne, which is down in Victoria here.
Yeah.
And the guy's an old school sign writer. And they're the sort of guys you need to know.
See, we would have had the...
That's it, mate. Emmett and Steve.
We
Emmett.
would have had to dedicate probably, at least 6 to 8 weeks on it, fly out, nothing else.
Yeah.
To get it going. And we just didn't have the time.
Didn't have the time, yeah. Anyway, he knew that this Mark had one because it had been mentioned in the Goat Shed Facebook group. And, yeah, he bought it and he's done it up. So, yeah, good on him. It's a novelty game. I think you'd get bored with it after a while, but, it's probably cool to see all the balls come out.
It's a different game.
Yeah, most definitely. So we look forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
See if I'll buy this riverboat, I'm not sure, but I do like the game.
I hope you do.
I just like Williams games, They're... I like Gottlieb games too, but like I say, I enjoy a lot of the Williams, and as you heard Graham said, there's just something about the Williams ones, Norm Clark was a really good designer, and him and Wayne Nines, I'd put them on the same pedestal, to be honest.
Yeah.
So the Gottlieb guy says, by the way of introduction, I'm a Gottlieb collector and store, still learning but getting better.
Oh, good.
Well, that's great.
We're all still learning.
Gottlieb guy, are you in our Facebook group, the Goat Shed EM Pinball Repair Specialist? That name doesn't ring a bell. If you're not, you should, and you're a Facebooker, you should consider joining. We've got about, 5,000 odd members now.
And plus our YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, the only thing we say if you want to join our Facebook group, we ask 3 simple questions, and oh God, people can't answer them. We just want to know whereabouts you live. We don't want your address. We just want to know whether you live in the United States, or if you do, you live in, Palm Springs or Las Vegas. We don't care, We want to know what your favourite pinball machine is, EM, and we want to know, do you agree to the group rules? 3 simple questions, and we could probably have 10,000 members. We just knock so many people back. And the main reason we do that is we're trying to avoid spammers. I know it's hard. Sometimes we let them in accidentally, because we just want a engaging group. And the other good group is the EM Pinball group. It's been around the longest.
Yeah, very good.
There's too many Facebook groups for pinball now. Some dude went off and set up the Gottlieb Pinball group, the Williams Pinball group. Another guy set up the Bally Pinball group. And all the members are the same. And then what, of course, happens, it really pisses a lot of us coaches off. A guy asks a question, and because he doesn't get the answer he wants to hear in 5 seconds flat, he then goes off into another group, asks the same question, then another group, and then another group. All of a sudden, anyone that's tried to help him, who's got a knowledge of pinball machines, gets frustrated because the guy's been given such bad advice, and he comes back and says, well, what did I do wrong? So that happens. I mean, that's social media. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Friendship 7, Phil.
Oh, another good Williams game.
Yeah, Friendship 7.
Well, that was the first Addaball for Williams, apparently, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, Graham's saying that he thinks that's the first Addaball for Williams. He likes the Williams Kingpin and Heatwave. It's interesting, Williams Heatwave from 1965, maybe? Four or five. It's got, everyone knows how Gottlieb Centigrade 37 has got the thermometer bit that goes up. Where the thermometer goes up from like 0 to degrees, 37 degrees Fahrenheit. Williams Heatwave had exactly that thing, and the ribbon going up to indicate the temperature. I think Gottlieb might have pinched that off him. Yeah, there you go. John Osborne told me that Gottlieb, Wayne Nines him and another guy there, designed that mechanism with the ribbon on it in Centigrade 37. All it is a replay unit with an extension on it and 2 little white pulley things that the ribbon rolls over and hooks on the end. That's what it is, a replay unit.
We've actually got one in stock.
Yeah, we've got one. Yeah, I don't know how we ended up with that, but we got one.
We bought a wrecked Centigrade 37 off one of our friends.
Oh, yeah. Anyone want to buy a Centigrade 37? Yeah, we've got
the whole machine except the cabinet, basically.
Yeah, we got tons of parts. Yeah, that was the other game. Phil's just reminded me. I couldn't think of at the time. I used to like to play Williams touchdown. That was a good
Yeah,
game
that's
too.
another good game
And that
too.
also had an animation thing going up.
It did the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was pretty good too. So we like that. Not that we understood American football, haven't got a clue.
Probably understood credits.
Yeah, and there's an interesting thing. You got Gottlieb's Pro Football. A lot of people are familiar with that game. Pro Football, you get 6 points for a touchdown in gridiron, apparently, and it's interesting the way everyone knows that a Gottlieb machine's the score motor's got those 5 notches on it, like a Williams game has, and that on the impulse side of the score motor. So that means that 120-degree cycle of a Gottlieb pulses 5 times. But how do you get the 6th pulse out of it? Well, it's pretty clever the way they designed the circuit. And I've been talking with guys like Mark Gibson about that. Mark's Fun with Pinball, and we discussed it last... Oh, that's why we couldn't do the show last week. Last Friday in the States, Fun with Pinball, Saturday morning here, had a coaching clinic on. And we were talking about that and masking circuits and things like that. It's really interesting. Gottlieb guy Mark says, I've sold quite a few of my collection. In fact, have video series about some of those on YouTube.
Okay.
I think I've seen your YouTube channel, the Gottlieb guy. I'm pretty sure I subscribed to it. But it's going back a few years. You still have Atlantis, Lucky Hand, Quick Draw, Melody. Melody is the sing-along.
Sing-along animal.
Yeah, I got a sing-along. And the Cowpoke restoration.
Yeah.
You Americans love your Adderballs. What a lot of American people don't realise is that, and I don't think they did it in the UK, did they, Phil? They didn't have Adderballs. We never got them. I call them the endless game of pinball, because once you get into it, you know, you keep getting those balls up and...
Keep going forever.
Keep going forever, yeah. But, you know, that was a way to get around gambling legislation.
If you're brought up playing them, that's probably how it is.
Yeah, we just like the replays, and you still get to hear the pop, like when you get a replay on a ordinary machine, a replay machine. No Adderballs in the UK. No, I didn't think so. It was more an American thing. What have had them in? Did they have them in Italy?
Oh yeah.
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 Italy had a funny thing where they couldn't use the word flipper, and I don't know, Graham, if I told you, John Osborne pointed out to me, that's the wrong apron on that game out there. It's got an Italian apron on it, on iShow.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, because it doesn't say flipper buttons on side cabinet.
Oh, never
It's just got a picture of 2 buttons and it says on side cabinet.
Actually, I think I've got a spare one of them somewhere.
I'll show people what we're talking about there. Like I mentioned earlier, John was a designer at Gottlieb, and we must have put a photo up of it and he noticed it. And I'll just show you. Probably better looking at a pinball machine than looking at me. See, it just says buttons on the side of cabinet. Normally it would say flipper buttons. There was something about in Italy that they couldn't have the word flipper. I don't know whether it meant something or whether flipper was implying gambling. I think that's what it was. There's a guy over there, his name's Federico Croce, Italian guy. I think he's written books and so on and so forth. And I remember writing to him and asking him the reason, and I think that's what it was, something to do with gambling. It's a bit like in Germany. They didn't have chimes in the games. They were either not shipped with them, or they were removed when they got there, or something like that. We see a lot of machines from Germany, or not a lot, but we've seen some, and there's no chimes in them. In fact, we had a guy drop a machine off here once upon a time, and it was like a Williams multiplayer game, and it was German. You could tell by the Deutschmark things on the coin chutes and that.
A lot of the Bally ones are German.
Anyway, the guy picked it up and took it home. Then he rang us up and said, "Oh, you pinched me chimes." What? You pinched me chimes? Man, we left the machine. We rang you up and told you how much it was going to cost. You didn't want to spend. Oh, and he got stuck into us. But we tried to explain, mate, it's a German machine. They don't have... No, it had chimes. My mate said it had chimes. Oh my God, what an argument we got into with that guy. Why would we pinch his damn chimes? Williams' chimes are crappy.
We've got spare chimes for Williams
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
But we never pinch anything off anyone's machine. That's one thing we don't do.
No, we don't need to pinch anything. We've got that much ourselves. It's not funny. Phil says, yeah, we had some out of balls. I prefer out of ball games. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah,
We bought lots of over here. Majorettes, Ice Show, Subway, Diamond Jack, Flipper Pool.
Yeah, for a pool.
Got all those working on a German surf champ.
Okay.
That's an interesting thing, Phil. We had a German machine here, Surf Champ, and one of them, the plugs that go in the little plug that goes in for the scoring in the back box, there's some have 8 and some have 10 pins. And we had one here where someone had done a playfield swap between a Surf Champ.
Yeah.
And this particular machine had no, the chimes wouldn't work.
No, the extra ball didn't work.
Extra ball wouldn't work, that's right.
And so we had to do a mod.
We had to do a mod. Gee, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it was
So people, you cannot transplant a playfield from a surfer to a surf champ unless you do a mod.
We weren't 100% sure whether that was something to do with being German, Phil. We thought that one machine was German and one machine might have been American. We don't remember. But yeah.
The plug.
Be interested, Phil, if you have a look at that. Because you probably see a lot of machines from Germany over in UK.
Yeah. So we were surprised about it anyway.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
Yeah.
What time is it in the UK at the moment? It must be getting up near midnight, is it? But there, that's a nice, impressive game. But, you know, there's the answer. See, he's got the Surf Champ there with no chimes fitted.
Yeah. Well, see, a lot of them over in the Europe and that, they didn't, because they were putting restaurants and cafes and things, they didn't want the noise.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, who does? I mean, you know, but I wouldn't.
Well, especially Williams' machine. Imagine having a cup of coffee and that's banging in the background.
Yeah, it's bad enough here with this fantastic.
Yeah.
I think what we're alluding to, people, is that both Bally and Williams certainly didn't have as good a chimes as Gottlieb. I think Gottlieb enhanced their chimes with that echo box or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Tone box. That certainly.
Well, Bally does have it, but Williams doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, some Williams do actually. Yeah, but yeah, it's not a great sound. But when you're in an arcade and there's 20 machines going, it doesn't sound that bad actually. It's all part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But on your own, and the neighbours are knocking on your door, it's not a good look.
Oh, well, it's the bells on mine.
Yeah.
I think the only chime machine I've got, all my machines are, my youngest machine is Gottlieb's Aquarius from 1970, and it does have chimes in it.
Yes.
I think it was around about the changeover.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it's got chimes. But all my other machines have got bells. A question going back to my mention of earlier, rotators to get maximum stroke on the return stroke. Do I want the coil mounted closer to the direction the plunger extends or further away? Further away, mate. Graham, I'll just get you to find me the... everyone's probably seen this document. It's in the drawer, mate. You know, the roto target document?
Yeah, I'm looking.
No, it should be in the top drawer. He's going for the fight. No. This drawer. Yeah, it's in one of them.
I think,
Yeah. I'll try and explain that to you. I don't think we actually... Do we have a roto target here? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm just trying to see. Stroke of plunger in coil is 7/8 of an inch. What they're saying is that therefore you move the coil further up to get more stroke. That way you're giving this arm, it's becoming more, you drop it down, it gets less stroke. You want it to have maximum stroke to get it to spin. But the important thing is the escapement wheel, on the back of it, you've got to have about 1/8 of an inch of play.
Yeah.
Make sure you got that, otherwise it'll rub on the frame and it'll bugger it up. Has everyone seen that document? Now that's where's that come from?
Is that the Gottlieb book, is it?
www.pappinball.com. PA Pinball. I'm not sure PA implying Pennsylvania. I'm not even sure if that's the late. Oh my goodness, lovely fellow. He died. Oh God, I know him so well too. I'm not sure if that was his site, but that is also in the service manual of Gottlieb. So we've got that laminated, and there's nothing on the other side. It's just showing you the adjustments. And always remember these two, if you're going to take those out to clean the roto unit, you don't have to, you have to take that one off to get the escapement wheel out. You don't have to take that one off. But if you do mark them, just scratch into the frame where they go, because they can go that way or that way. And they're a bit of a bastard to get back into place. Make sure you, if you buy a coil sleeve, make sure you change the coil sleeve. And you can buy that spring kit off PBR. If you want to buy that, you'll get a better mech. But if you've got a really old roto target, once we found the newer ones are welded together. You know, they've got two escapement wheels. They're dual. The ones in the 50s and really early 60s had two pins going through them. 1/8 split pins. What do you call them? Roll pins. And a friend of mine over in the States, he had a lot of trouble with one. Took us a while to figure out. The roll pin broke.
Yeah, they do.
Right, and it allowed the escapement wheel to move on the shaft. Mm-hmm. It broke in 3 places. So sorry, Phil. You had a Magic City body. Found a head on eBay. Went to fit together and plugs all different. Turns out body was Magic Town. Had to completely rewire the motorboard. Bugger me. No. Yeah. Parts manual, okay. Gottlieb guy. I think if you get the 1978 parts manual, we've got it here actually. I could have a look, I suppose. But that's a good one to have, the Gottlieb 1978. Image from the 1968 catalogue. Well, it could well be. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Yeah, glad to help you. We don't see an awful lot of machines with roto targets in them, but whenever we do, we pull them apart. And we had one on Fun with Pinball the other day. Oh, that's a good point. These are make switches here. It appears a guy had a broken one because he was trying to figure out why it wouldn't score on one side. So you got your left and right side here. He had a broken make switch. Now a make switch, when you look at it on the circuit, on the schematic, is drawn like that. Make. So if you're ever working on a roto target game and you see that schematic, so King of Diamonds or anything like that, that's what that is. Some people don't know that. We all learn from each other in this hobby. Yep. I think that's the beauty of it. We learn something every day. You know, I got this really weird problem with my Williams socker. You know, I've had some other clever people trying to figure it out, and we still haven't figured it out. We'll get there. On the red goal side, it scores 2 goals. In other words, the motorcycle's twice. Wow, yeah, we've gone through the schematic, we've broken it down into little bits, and we'll figure it out, but
we've got to start looking where the problem should be.
It's bloody frustrating.
But it's a good problem. We'll get there.
Yeah, anyway, that's something to do.
It's a good thing we're charging her by the hour anyway.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's funny, we talk about Magic City, Phil. It's getting late over there, I know. And Galamede, you're over there, staying up with us till after midnight. When I bought my Magic City, I brought it home and the 1,000 point wouldn't reset. Anyway, with it, it's the run-out switch on the score reel, so we adjusted that and it seemed to work a little bit better. And anyway, you wouldn't believe what it was. The ball count unit was sticking right toward the end, and there's a wiper on that has to touch to complete the circuit to the reset switch on the reset relay on the 1,000 point. So that was crazy. Williams done some really interesting things with their circuitry, and once again, we were discussing this on Fun with Pinball the other day, how Gottlieb schematics would be the easiest to read, probably then followed by Bally, and lagging behind is Williams. Yeah, anyway, they just didn't draw their schematics as clearly, and 1964 Williams soccer is very confusing. Very, very confusing. But yeah, anyway, we all had a bit of fun with that, and we'll still have a bit of fun with it. Well, it's just starting to rain here again now. You may or may not be able to hear that. We're on the tin roof in the goat shed here. Oh, that's good, Mark. You found our live stream and your videos. So try to subscribe to your Facebook group. I think you'll be tremendously helpful. Oh, that's great. A lot of people, like we've got Joe's Classic Arcade, who's been making videos for years and years. He often mentions us and we mention him. Okay, we'll catch you later then. Thanks very much, Mark. You've got another guy called Mark Valuch who's done a series of videos. He's called the Mark's Basement Arcade. And of course there was another guy, he was really good. He done some great videos about 10 years ago and he just disappeared. What was he called? Just can't think. But he did a thing where he did Spirit of 76 and he put faults into it and then gave you the opportunity of figuring it out yourself, and then he drew it all out. Oh, what was his name? He's there anyway, but he just doesn't make videos anymore. I don't know what happened to him. I think I asked the question, I was told, and I can't remember. So we're going to keep doing our videos and keep our Facebook page going as long as we can. None of us are getting any younger. I mean, I'm 71 now. I'll be 72. I only started this hobby 11 years ago. Graham's only, 63. He's still a young fellow, but he's got a few health problems. But he's doing quite well. And that's why we're training this other young guy, Kyle. He's in his early 50s. We would like a younger bloke. Oh, probably shouldn't say that. That didn't sound quite right. We should like to train a younger fellow. And, but, a lot of young people aren't interested in this type of stuff. Where my trade sort of allowed me to follow through with this in office equipment mechanics. And, small mechanical devices like steppers and everything like that are, how would I say, I've been working on them since 1970. Not step units in pinball, but small mechanical devices. In a typewriter, there was a thing called an escapement that allows the carriage to move from right to left. And some machines move the opposite way, depending on the countries. But that's called an escapement. And that's essentially what a step unit is, an escapement, with electrical switching. So they're fun. All right. Well, we've had a few new people on today. As I said, I didn't advertise this stream. I can't see how many people we've had on here because I'm back onto my cell phone today, where I normally bring my tablet round, but I forgot to bring it round. So everyone, hope your pinballs keep dinging and ringing. Hope you don't tilt your game. Can't with ours, we take the tilt off. And if nobody's got any further questions, we better sign off and better go and do some work. Okay. Thank you very, very much for watching. It's much appreciated. We'll see you next time. Phil says, "Oh, some people ask me that they'll do that when I'm gone, and they're often older than me." Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, the more people we can get into this hobby to learn to fix EMs, the better. It's definitely, this is what I spoke about at Expo last year. The United States is no different. Everyone's older. So yeah, one guy I know, he's got his son doing it. I'm raving on again now. His name's Dave Lipinski. His son Nick is very interested in pinball. The kid's only about 15, so he's a great hope for the future. And you've got a few other young guys over there like Gabe Pribble. He's only a young guy. He's doing it. you know, but hopefully they can teach other people. Okay, once again, thanks again, everyone. Bye for now. We'll sign off.